What's up, YouTube? Welcome back for another NFL picks video. We got week 3. This last week was tough as balls, okay? I finished this last week 6-10. My worst performance ever. Dan, though, he's tied for first in our group. Finished 8-8 last week. It was a hard week. All the favorites just lost last week.
Yeah, I wasn't really a fan. I'm not the NFL scriptwriter. You got to talk to them. I'm just a kid who tries to predict it with my crystal ball that's broken.
Yeah, I mean, the script writers, man, they got something cooking because I think like the top 5 most bet on like teams all didn't cover, and some.
Oh, that's interesting.
So
yeah, huh?
Vegas is good.
I wonder why.
Vegas is good.
I'm just on the warpath because mine didn't hit, and I'm mad about that. So
they're cooking. So. With that said, we'll get
Walter
started
White.
with this week. Yep. Cooking Crystal Man.
Demonetized.
We'll start off this week, Thursday Night Football. A banger of a game. Just kidding. It's just the Patriots and Jets. So that's like the typical Thursday night matchup, right? But we got the Jets at home. They're 1-1. We got the Patriots, a sneaky Patriots team that's been kind of, they be sneaking. They're a pretty good team. They took Seattle to overtime and actually beat the Bengals. So the line is set at 7.5 for the Jets. Jets impressive, or not, somewhat impressive win over the Titans. They're both the running backs looked impressive. And catch this, their backup running back, Braylon Allen, a rookie. 20 years old. I think he was like the youngest in the NFL to score a touchdown or something like that.
What are we doing with our lives?
Yeah. He can't even celebrate with a beard. So.
Yeah, but you know he did.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So, Jets, this team is an interesting team. I still don't know what to think of the Jets, but I still think they're the better team than the Patriots. But the Patriots are overperforming. Gerard and Mayo got their boys playing. But just because the Jets are at home, and they got Aaron Rodgers, even though he hasn't been throwing a ton of passing yards, I'm still going to take the Jets. I like the running attack. I like the running backs. And I'm trusting the defense. I think they should be good enough to win this at home. So, give me the Jets.
This is a hard week. Like, I don't know who to pick because, yes, the Patriots took the Seahawks to overtime. They beat the Bengals. When does their lucky streak, if you will, run out? So I don't know what to pick. I picked the Patriots in an upset. I know the Jets are at home. I know they're statistically the better team. But I don't know. This Patriots team is looking good. This Jets team is looking like they're struggling a little bit. So honestly, I'm going to say on the video that I'm picking the Patriots. But who knows? Maybe like Sunday morning, I'm going to switch it on the pick'ems.
I lied.
But as of right now, I'm going to pick the Patriots just because I'm going to ride the hot hand.
All right.
So,
Bold
that's what we'll do.
Bold picks. All right.
Oh, I got a couple of those.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't wait. So, next game, we got Giants at Browns. Giants, disappointing loss against the Commanders. Sorry, Dan. Browns, a pretty good win over the Jags. Jags almost came back, but they were able to stop the Jags in the final drive and end up winning the game. The defense was impressive there. He that shall not be named, he played. Jerry Jeudy had a good game. And as for the Giants, they could have won that game, but they just allowed Jane Daniels to drive down the field, man, the last drive. The Giants are looking unimpressive. If they couldn't put more than 20 points on I want to say a poor Washington defense, I don't think they'll do it with an impressive Cleveland defense. So, give me Cleveland at home. I feel like it's a fairly simple one.
Yeah, this is actually the first week, guys, that he hasn't picked the Giants. I love the Giants.
Facts.
And every week I've picked against the Giants, and he's picked the Giants. And this is the first week that he's not picking the Giants. So, good on you for learning.
Yeah.
This Giants team sucks. One thing that you were right about, I don't know why I keep on looking at my iPad like I'm talking to you. One thing that you were right about, Malik Neighbors had a great game last week. That gives me hope. Maybe he's quarterback proof, because we are stuck with Danny Dimes, and it sucks that you can like a person so much as a person, but just not like how they play. Like, watching Danny Dimes play football is the equivalent of like hearing a little kid screaming. Like, it just irks me. It's horrible. So I know this is not the college football podcast. This is the NFL podcast, but please, horns up, give us Archie Manning, please. Anyway, I'm picking the Browns for obvious reasons. Hopefully, Kayvon Thibodeau just absolutely like destroys he who shall not be named. I hope so much. But the Browns are the better team, and unfortunately, I'm gonna go with the Browns here.
All right. Yeah.
Also, the Giants did not allow a touchdown against Washington, and they scored 18 points, and they lost. So, I'm done with this Giants team. They make me wake up and want to commit violence.
There you go. Yeah. Just to be optimistic, I'm 0-2 picking Giants games, like you mentioned. So, maybe if I pick the Browns, the Giants will win.
That's big brain. That's a big brain.
Yeah, big brain, but probably not this week. But yeah. With that said, we'll move on. Next game, we got Packers at Titans. Packers still going to be riding with Malik Willis. Impressive win over the Colts. Colts could not stop their run game at all. I think Malik Willis only had like 122 yards passing, so he didn't have too much effect in the air. As for the Titans, their defense, I actually think their defense is pretty solid. The only thing that's really letting them down is Will Levis and his turnovers. Second week in a row, he had a stupid turnover. The coach is pissed at him. So he has a little extra motivation here. Because if he has another stinker, he might actually get benched. So Packers also has a pretty good defense, so it's going to be tough on Willis. But something is telling me Tennessee's going to flip the switch here. I'm going to go with Tennessee at home just because I'm trusting their defense to kind of slow down the rushing game of the Packers' offense. If they slow that down and force Malik Willis to throw the ball, I think he'll start struggling, and that'll give an opportunity for the Titans to put up points on the board on offense if Will Levis can control the turnovers and don't make any stupid mistakes. But I think he'll learn from his mistakes. I do see potential in him, but these 2 weeks have been pretty poor from him.
Yeah, I don't know. Will Levis should never have broken up with his hot girlfriend. That's all I can say. Because, I mean, he's been a meme. Like, week 1, we had and then week 2, we had so I dropped my iPad. So, Will Levis is very much underperforming. This is another game I really didn't know how to pick. If we have Jordan Love playing, then the obvious choice is the Packers. But we have Malik Willis facing his old team, right? Yeah, he was drafted by the Titans.
Maybe it's Malik Willis revenge game.
Yeah, revenge game. Yeah, guys, you heard it here first. Malik Willis is gonna go off for 150, 2 touchdowns. All right, and one interception.
Heck yeah.
I picked the Packers. Just let's roll with the more experienced, better coach, more well-rounded team. They still have Jacobs, who was close to passing 150 yards rushing. So he can rush. They have a good offensive line. I'm comfortable picking the Packers. Cheesehead, baby. Let's go.
Sweat, baby. Sweat.
All right. Moving on. Speaking of disappointing teams, talk about disappointing start for the number 1 overall draft pick quarterback, Caleb Williams. We got the Bears at Colts. Bears, tough loss against the Texans. By tough, it was a tough performance by that Bears offense. Struggled to get anything going, especially for Caleb Williams, mostly because that O-line did not help him at all. He was pressured a ton. but again, he also made some mistakes here and there. I mean, this is expected. It's a rookie, first year. But the Colts also had a disappointing loss last week. They lost to the Packers. They were able to run all over him. Anthony Richardson turned the ball over too many times for them to win that game. So now they're starting 0-2. But the good thing, Colts are going to be at home. Their rush defense is pretty poor, I think. And Bears' rush offense is also pretty poor. So I don't think the Colts are going to have to worry about that. So they're also going to miss Forrest Buckner, I believe. So he's pretty banged up. I don't think he's going to play this week. But I don't think they'll need him. So, I mean, I'm going to go with the Colts. I think Anthony Richardson is the kind of quarterback that has one good game, one bad game, one good game. So I think it's that turn for that good game. So, give me the Colts at home. I do not have much faith in this Bears offense until they figure out that O-line. Because if they don't fix that O-line, I think Caleb is going to be struggling all season.
Yeah, it's crazy. I saw a graphic on Instagram on Monday, yesterday, whatever. And Justin Fields and Caleb Williams through 2 games have the same exact stats, pretty much. If you're a Bears fan, I'm sure you're kind of being haunted right now by the bad decisions of, I'm not saying it's a bad decision, but, the possible bad decisions, the Bears have never had a 4,000-yard passer, so that really makes you wonder, are the Bears offensively cursed? I'm not saying they are, but they might be. Who knows?
Offensively challenged?
Offensively challenged, yeah. Matt is vertically challenged, and the Bears are offensively challenged.
Thanks.
And I'm winning fantasy games challenge. We're all challenged. Rest retarded.
Where did that come from?
To make a long story short, I'm gonna pick the Colts. Going back to the Bears, because I got so off topic. Yeah. It was weird. Caleb Williams in the first half looked really good. It looked like he was learning from his mistakes from last week. He looked good, but then I don't know what happened on the second half, but he looked like doo-doo. So I'm going to go with the Colts. Surprisingly, I don't know how they're 0-2, but they're 0-2. I think that they're a better team than an 0-2 team, so I'm going to pick the Colts.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I think Caleb Williams has the potential to be awesome, but I think that O-line is kind of slowing him down because they also don't have no run game. But, yeah. Moving on, we got our next game. We got Texans at Vikings, and talking about surpassing expectations, the Vikings are cooking in Minnesota. Brian Flores is cooking up some schemes for that defense that made it hard for San Francisco to put up points, and as well as the Giants. So
it's the Giants.
Yeah, that could be just the Giants, but still, regardless, the Vikings and Brian Flores are cooking that defense. It's crazy to see that turnaround. I did not have that. I did not expect that at all from them. Huge win for them last week against San Fran. Texans 2-0 as well. A good win against the Bears last week. Defense stepped up. Now they're going to have to face, actually, I never thought I was going to say this, a tough Vikings defense. So I actually thought it was going to be pretty bad. So this game is actually more interesting than people think. The line is set at Texans minus 1.5, so it's a 50-50 game. But I still got to go Texans on the road. I know Sam Darnold's been balling, but I mean, shoot, it's hard to go against C.J. Stroud, Stephon Diggs, Nico Collins, Tank Dell. It's explosive offense. You got, hopefully Joe Mixon's all right. I don't know what his status is, but he might actually miss this game as well. But even if he does, they still have Cam Akers, and he played pretty decently during the preseason, so hopefully he can translate that. The defense has also been pretty solid. I think the Texans are the better team here. So that way I'm going to take them on the road. But watch out for the Vikings. They're still a good team.
Yeah. I want to pick the Texans. There's a soft spot in my heart for the Texans. I really like C.J. Stroud. I like what they're cooking up in Houston. And I like the Texans. But, again, I'm going to ride the hot hand. I mean, do you know how impressive it is to absolutely pretty much shut down the 49ers offense? I was floored watching that, and also kind of angry because Jordan Mason was my running back, and I needed him to drop like 40 points to keep up with Alvin Kamara on the other side of the lineup. He did not, and I lost again. But yeah, this defense is just insane. I'm just remembering Justin Jefferson might be out. Right?
He injured his quad. He is questionable to play. We don't know his status as of right now.
Okay. Well,
Thankfully,
if he plays, then I'm gonna pick Minnesota. If he doesn't play, I'm gonna switch my pick to Houston. But as of right now, I'm going to pick the Vikings at home.
Yeah, that's a good thing to bring up. The status of Justin Jefferson, because that would be huge for the Vikings if he's out.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Yeah, because Jordan Addison is out. If Justin Jefferson is out, then there's no way that they can generate the offense needed.
Is Jordan Addison out?
He was last week. I don't know what his status is going to be for this week.
So, 2 questionable receivers right there. So, yeah, something to keep in mind. Moving on. We got the Eagles at Saints. Speaking of hot hands, I don't think you can get any hotter than the Saints. They put up a combined 92, 90-something points in 2 games. Insane. And one of those games being against the Cowboys defense, and the other one being the Panthers. We all thought it was just the Panthers, so not into significant. But they did it again with the Cowboys. That was a huge win for the Saints. That kind of shows they're kind of legit. So we'll see how this translates for the rest of the season. Eagles, tough loss against the Falcons on Monday night. They really dropped the ball on that one. Literally, Saquon dropped the ball, and it could have won the game there. So, tough loss for the Eagles. They had plenty of opportunities to win that game. They were in control of it for most of it. Now they get to play a tough Saints team on the road. Saints are at home. A.J. Brown, still don't know if he's going to play. He might be questionable. He might also miss this one too. Hamstring injuries are
I heard he was
tricky.
Possibly 3 to 4.
Really? Yeah. I mean, it's tough to tell with hamstring injuries. So, yeah, it looks like he's be leading on the out. But the Saints team has been explosive in the air and on the ground. Kamara's back too. He's back to prime. So I don't know, man. This Eagles defense got a tough front seven, but the secondary not that strong. Not known for their secondary play. And I think I have to go with the hot hands here. I think I'm gonna go with Saints at home. I originally had the Eagles, but the Saints are they're cooking right now, man. I can't go against them right now, especially with versus subpar Eagles secondary.
Yeah. Remember 2 weeks ago, our week 1 video when we were picking Saints Panthers, we were like, I mean, obviously we're gonna pick the Panthers, but we're gonna pick pick the Saints. But then we both agreed that the Saints are not a good team.
Milk.
Aging like milk. Horrible. I'm gonna pick the Saints. The Eagles losing to the Falcons last night, crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
But what the Saints have done the first 2 weeks of the season is incredible. And I just posted a video to our Instagram page talking about it. This game is a big setup for how they're going to do the rest of the season. Because it's kind of like fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. Fool me 3 times, we all know what J. Cole said. So
the blame on you.
Yeah. So let's see if the Saints are legit. So I'm going to pick the Saints at home. We'll see.
I can't believe I picked the Panthers week 1. That's insane. Next game, we got Chargers at Steelers. Speaking of another hot team, Steelers are 2-0. They actually are on top of the AFC North Division. Justin Fields is cooking. We don't know if he'll be the starter once Russell Wilson's healthy, but if I was them, I'll probably keep him as a starter. I don't want to remember the flow of the team or anything. Chargers, also another hot team. 2-0, 2 big wins. Last week, who did they play last week? Shoot. Do you know?
I can look.
Hold on. It'll come to me. They played the Panthers.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's hard not to look impressive against the Panthers. They also played the Raiders. That's a good win against the Raiders, a division rival.
Week 1.
This is also like one of those 50-50 games. This week's a tough one to predict, low-key. But I think I'm going to lean on Steelers at home. They've been actually playing some good defense, but the Chargers' O-line has been almost borderline elite, man. I know they've only played against the Raiders and the Panthers, but still, Raiders have Max Crosby. He barely touched Justin Herbert, so... Dude, I don't know, man. I think I'm going to stick
I know,
with the
right?
Steelers. I'm going to go with the Steelers. They're at home. They got a tough defense. Justin Fields has been able to move the ball with the Steelers offense. So, yeah, just give me the Steelers.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Steelers too. 3 things you can count on. Death, taxes. 4 things. Death, taxes. Mike Tomlin will always have a good defense. Mike Tomlin will never finish below 500.
Plus.
So, Steelers defense is always just good enough. Some might say good, better, best. And, this offense has the tools to be good. I think it's just them getting into a rhythm. So I'm going to pick the Steelers on this one. I think it's going to be a close game. And just like you, I have no idea. This is a hard one to pick.
Yeah.
This is a hard week to pick. This is a hard week to, because we have hot teams playing good teams, So this is a tough week. But I'm going to pick Steelers, and that's it.
Every time I think about this, I'm going to switch picks. It's like, every time I think about this, I want to switch my pick. I think I'm going to switch my pick. I think I'm going to go with the Chargers. Chargers have the better quarterback, Justin Herbert. O-line's been good, strong running game, good coaching.
They don't have receivers, though.
That's the thing. True. Oh. You know what?
I know.
I'm going Chargers. I'm sticking with the Chargers. I'm not changing anymore. Give me the Chargers.
You heard it here first, guys. He's picking Chargers.
I'm not changing no more. Moving on, next game, we got Broncos at Tampa. Huge win for the Bucks against the Lions. Broncos followed it 0-2. Bo Nix has been struggling these first 2 weeks. Hopefully he can be able to pick it up. I think none of the rookie quarterbacks have been able to throw a touchdown yet. Kind of whack, honestly. But I think this is a fairly simple one. Bucks have been pretty solid, pretty good, actually, the first 2 weeks. They were able to be good competition, and they're at home, so there's no reason for me to pick against them. Like, give me the Bucks. I mean, Baker Mayfield's on fire. The defense is stepping up. Broncos offense doesn't have much going for them right now.
Yeah, some things you really don't need to overthink. This is one of them. Go with the better team, better coach team, and that's the Bucks. Hopefully soon, maybe we'll see Zach Milson. I miss seeing him. So, I love Bo Nix's interview when they asked him about his interception, and he was like, I dropped back and threw it to the other team. I thought that was hilarious.
It's as simple as that.
But the Bucks are the better team. If they lose this game, it's because they blew it, you know. So, pick the Bucks.
Yeah, it's just that simple, man. Save money, live better. Buccaneers. Next game. We got Panthers at Raiders. Panthers, like you mentioned, benching Bryce Young. Starting Andy Dalton. Maybe they'll have some momentum with offense. But Raiders, I'm still believing this Raiders defense. I think they can turn things around. They had a huge win against Baltimore. And actually, they're at home. I mean, it's another Super Bowl. Give me the Raiders. I think they're the better team. They have the better defense. But again, Andy Dalton might change the momentum of this offense. Maybe they'll actually be able to move the ball. Maybe they'll actually be able to score. But even if they're able to score, I don't think they're going to be able to stop Gardner Minshew. Come on. We all saw the trading montage. So,
oh, yeah.
Come on.
MVP.
Who's going to stop that? Come on. Give me the Raiders.
Nobody.
No question.
Nah. Yeah. Have the Panthers scored a touchdown this year?
That is
I don't think they have.
I have no idea. I'll check.
Yeah, I don't follow the Panthers, but I don't think they've scored a offensive touchdown this year. That being said, I'm picking them in the upset. No, I'm kidding. I got Raiders at home. Better defense, better team, better quarterback. Devontae Adams, I'm actually going to start him this week instead of him scoring 30 points for my bench. So, yeah, it's easy. I think that it's going to be a closer game because Andy Dalton is the more experienced and better quarterback. But what a tough look to draft a guy number 1 overall and him turn out to be a dud. Hopefully they can turn it around, figure something out, because, I mean, that's got to be rough on your front office, your fans, everybody. But give me the Raiders.
All right. And fact check, the Panthers have scored a touchdown. Bryce Young ran it in once.
Ah, that's right.
Week 1.
Yeah.
Week 1. So, last week they didn't score, though. So, they only have 1. Moving on. Next game. Dang it. This is a tough one. Dolphins at Seahawks. The Dolphins season, it's in ruins right now. Skylar Thompson will be starting for at least the next 4 weeks. Tua's in IR. It's going to give him time to think. I will say...
I don't know if he's capable of that anymore.
Gosh. I mean, after that Thursday night game, my Tua post did not survive. That was before the concussion. It was a tough look. Even before the concussion, he tried throwing the ball out of bounds once, and it actually got picked, and it turned out to be a pick 6. 3 interceptions. Tough game for him. One to forget about. Who knows if Tua's going to return the season at all. So, I mean, he has no plans to retire. Okay. But to focus on this game, I'm actually hoping the bet's real. I'm not going to talk bad about him. This game got Skylar Thompson. He has the weapons around him to succeed. They have Jalen Waddle. They have Tyreek Hill. And other than that, they don't have much going for them. Besides A-Chain and hopefully Mostert comes back this week, that would definitely help out the running game. But as far as wide receiver depth, it's only Waddle, Hill, rest of them, not good. Seattle, 2-0, been winning close games. Not really. They actually beat the Broncos by like 10 plus points. But close one they survived the Patriots in OT. Dolphins defense is going to have to carry them if they want to win this week. And, I mean, Seattle has everything going for them. They got the better offense, I would say, right now. But the Dolphins are more their explosive players. I'm just saying he has a better offense because they have Geno Smith and we have Skylar Thompson. So, with that said, give me the Dolphins. I can't go against the Dolphins, man. I can't. I probably will be picking the Dolphins every week. And don't follow me on that. That's just biased. So, give me the Dolphins on the road.
Man,
too fast.
I wish that I could pick the Dolphins, but I watched Skylar Thompson.
Yeah, tough look.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I have zero faith in Skylar Thompson. We have this great offense, and a lot of teams have their offense set up like they have a backup quarterback who can run. He can manage the game, get by. That's not the Dolphins. Our season is over. When you said Tua is going to sit and think, I don't know if that's the case because I think 4 concussions in, that monkey from Toy Story, the that's what's in his brain right now. That's the only thing that he's capable of.
The monkey's the eye in the sky. He sees everything.
They do an MRI, a CT scan, and they just see on the monitor the monkey from Toy Story.
You're evil. You're evil for that.
I think it's going to be a dumpster fire. I think it's going to be a close game, but I don't think it's going to be... The Dolphins are not, unfortunately, going to win that game. I have to pick the Seahawks at home.
Fine. Whatever, dude. Don't believe in us.
Cry about it.
It's only week 2. Season isn't over.
Keep telling yourself that.
All right, next game. We got Ravens at Cowboys. This is a really good game. Even though the Ravens are 0-2 and the Cowboys are 1-1.
It's crazy.
Both these teams' record are better than they should be right now. I want to say that, but the Cowboys got blown up by the Saints. Ravens, they're definitely better than the record, but they also lost to the Raiders. So it's a tough one to manage there. Either way, Baltimore, man, they just can't close out games. They lost because of Isaiah Likely's toe the first week, and then they lost because Isaiah Likely dropped one, I think, if I remember correctly. So maybe, I don't know.
Man, it sounds like they just need to throw it to Mark Andrews for the whole time. Forget about this Isaiah Likely guy.
Yeah, it sounds
Isaiah
like,
likely gonna drop a pass.
Yeah.
Mark
sounds
Andrews
like,
is on my fantasy team.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, it sounded like he was on your fantasy team. Cowboys, they got a really good defense. Their offense got shut down, kind of, against the Saints. They were able to put up some points, but their defense could have stopped the Saints' offense. So, I don't know, man. I saw the stat where it's like teams that get blown out, they usually cover the spread the next week, and the spread's only 1.5. So I think the Cowboys are gonna win at home, which would make Baltimore 0-3. Very weird look, especially talking about how good they were last year. But I'm a believer in this Cowboys team. I'm just gonna say last week was a fluke, and that defense can step up again. They might have an issue at linebacker there, or stopping the run. That was a pretty tough look. And then the Ravens, they just have a tough time closing out games. So I don't know what's going on there, but give me the Cowboys at home. I'm a believer in the Cowboys.
Another hard game to pick because I genuinely don't know.
Mm-hmm.
The Ravens are a way better team than their 0-2 record suggests. The Cowboys, did they lose to a good game? A good team in the Saints, or did they just blow the game? So I really don't know. I'm going to pick the Ravens. I feel like this Ravens team is angry, and I mean, so is this Cowboys team, but I'm going to pick the Ravens in this. I don't even know why, but I don't know.
Yeah.
They were a toe away from beating the Chiefs, and they went to overtime with the Raiders. So they could be 2-0 if it was just little things. And if they're 2-0, we're picking this game totally different. It's no question.
Moving on to the next game, we got 49ers at Rams. And Rams offense, man, everyone's getting hurt. They lost Puka. He's on IR. Kupp is gonna be out for a few weeks. I mean, Matthew Stafford's still holding strong, but who's he gonna throw to? I believe his next receiver is gonna be like DeMarcus Robinson. So I mean, that offense won't be as explosive than it would be with those top two receivers. So they're gonna be kind of limited here against a tough 49ers team. They took an L last week. I don't see them losing 2 weeks in a row. This seems too good to lose two games in a row. Again, they'll be without Debo and without Chris McCaffrey. So this game might actually be closer than some will think, because I think a lot of what they do with that offense does involve Debo Samuel or Chris McCaffrey. So we'll see what happens. They don't even have Ricky Parcell yet. We'll see when he comes back. So I think the 49ers may win a close one here, but give me the Niners on the road. I think they're too good to lose the Rams team without Puka and Kupp.
Yeah, both these teams are unfortunately banged up. 49ers have the better defense, even though they lost to the Vikings. But yeah, you just got to go with the better defense in this one, since both offenses are banged up. The 49ers still have Brandon Ayuk, still have Jordan Mason, so George Kittle. How could I forget George Kittle? Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, the Rams offense, the only remaining player is Kyron Williams. So I think it's obvious here. 49ers take it on the road.
All right. Next game, we got Lions at Cardinals. Ooh. And this game is going to be probably a banger because the Cardinals are pretty solid. They're a good team. They're both high-scoring teams. The Lions did lose last week to the Bucs. Tough loss. Amon-Ra St. Brown, his status is questionable. So we'll see if he plays this game or not. But they still have Jameson Williams. He's been pretty good these first 2 weeks. And the Cardinals, man. Kyler Murray's been on one. Last week, Marvin Harrison's been on one. They combined together. I think he scored 30 fantasy points within the first quarter or first half or something like that. So they both went off. the key to this game is going to be whose defense is able to make the stops. And if that's the case, I'm going to trust the Lions defense more than the Cardinals defense. I don't know. I don't know what to think about the Cardinals defense, but I think the Lions would have the better defense here. I think they would be able to bring the pressure. I think they'd be able to stop or be most likely to stop the run, most likely to get the pressure and limit the passing game. But I still think it's going to be a high-scoring game. But give me the Lions on the road.
Yeah, this is another one that I don't know. Like, I have no idea. I picked... You fart?
No, that's my cheer. That's my
Oh, that was my cheer. I'm picking the Lions, but Jared Goff sucked last week. I had the great privilege of watching the game at a establishment that plays sports for people to all come together and watch.
Like any sports bar?
No, it was not a sports. No. What? And that establishment is known for being a hub for Lions fans. And you go in, and it's just full of Lions fans. South Florida, and you got 30 Lions fans together. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know how they all conjugate here.
How they find each other?
Yeah, I don't know. But that was a tough watch. Jared Goff was butt cheeks. I'm not a Lions fan. I don't care. But, the Cardinals being semi-good this year was not on my bingo card. So I'm kind of thrown for a loop with that. Kyler Murray running around, being good. Maybe his mom took away his Xbox, and now he's, actually watching game films. But
That's crazy.
But no, the Cardinals look good. Jared Goff is hit and miss. Last week was a miss. Maybe this week he'll hit. So I'm going to pick the Lions. But at the end of the day, I really am not having fun picking this week because I don't know.
Next game, we got Chiefs at Falcons. Falcons' impressive game-winning drive. They got 50 yards within 3 plays. Insane. Huge win against the Eagles in Philly. Now they're at home playing Kansas City Chiefs, who honestly got looked out by the defensive pass interference on the Bengals side to set up the game-winning field goal. So, huge win there for the Chiefs. They're undefeated still. Now they got to play on the road. So, I don't know, man. I think Chiefs are too good to lose to the Falcons here. Falcons, they seem pretty good. They're pretty explosive. But they were just able to throw all over that Philly defense. So, I don't know if they'll be able to do the same against this Chiefs defense. I think it's going to be a lot harder for them. I feel like Chris Jones will be able to stuff the run a few times, bring the pressure to Kirk Cousins. And who knows, maybe he'll make some bad throws there. So I'm going to actually trust Patrick Mahomes. It's hard to fade Patrick Mahomes. I don't think he's going to lose this one. So give me the Chiefs on the road. And just because I said I don't think he's going to lose here, he's probably going to lose this game. So give me the Chiefs.
Yeah. There's 5 things in life you can count on. Death, taxes, Michael Tomlin, and the refs absolutely for Patrick Mahomes.
A lot of things
yes, that was defensive pass interference against the Bengals. But I don't think that would have been called if it was another team and if it was midway through the third quarter. I don't think that would have been called. I think that was a discretionary call where you could call it, you could not, you could let them play, whatever. But I'm over seeing Taylor Swift. I'm over seeing the refs bouncing on the Chiefs. That being said, I'm picking the Chiefs. Impressive win for Atlanta last night against the Eagles. Kirko Baines looked good. Well, looked decent. Hopefully he can continue recovering. I heard him say that he's still not 100%, so hopefully he gets to 100% soon. But you can't pick against the Chiefs. Taylor Swift sold her soul. Let's move on.
All right. Looks like we got a trio Monday. We got 2 Monday night games. One of them being the Jags versus Buffalo. Hopefully that's the one that's on primetime TV. Or will both these games be on? Yeah, it looks like both these games will be on TV. So that's a win.
ESPN.
Yeah. So we got Jags at Bills. This one should be a good one. The Bills are 2-0. Huge win against the Dolphins last week, as tough as that may be for me to say. But Jags, they've had 2 close losses, and they're pissed off right now. Trevor Lawrence says they suck right now, so maybe they'll light fire underneath their butts. Bills, they're hot right now. Didn't start pretty good the first game, but then ended up just turning things around, and that momentum kept on going to the second week. This week, though, I'm gonna go with the Jags on the road. I feel like this team's gonna be motivated. I think this team is pretty good. I think it's better than what their record indicates. And Bills. I mean, Josh Allen's always at risk for a turnover. I don't know. I feel like this Jags defense is pretty good. I think they'll be able to neutralize the passing game. Now they just got to focus on James Cook. James Cook is explosive. I think they'll be able to put up points on this Bills defense. Not much to go off behind this prediction, just besides think that Jags are just going to turn it around this week. Kind of like Trevor Lawrence said, he thinks they sucked this last 2 weeks, and I think that's just a lot of fire on the team. I feel like this team will be motivated to finally get their first win of the season. And I feel like it's a winnable game. I know they're on the road, but I think they can pull it off. I'm going to go with my gut and go with the Jags.
Well, yeah, you're completely right. The Jags record is not a good indicator of how good they are. I don't think that they should have lost last week. That one kind of threw me off. But I'm going to go with the Bills. In a life full of uncertainty and not knowing what your next move is, let's just go with the easy one. Bills are the better team. Bills are home. Bills are going to win. Bills.
All right.
Yeah. Never bet against Josh Allen. Josh Allen is Superman.
I will do that, and I'll probably lose money. So, moving on. Our other Monday night game. Last game of the week, we got Commanders at Bengals. Now, I don't feel like this is a tough one at all. Give me the Bengals. They're at home. They were in a competitive one against the Chiefs. I feel like they'll be able to finally get their first win of the season. I don't trust this Commanders defense at all. They allowed the Giants to put up 19 points. So that's
crazy
for itself. Yeah, that's crazy in itself. Jay Daniels still hasn't thrown a passing touchdown yet. And the offense mostly heavily relied on the running game. Will the Bengals be able to slow down the running game? Potentially. They also have a young secondary. So we'll see what happens. But come on, it's Joe Burrow. They got Jamar Chase.
Joe Burrow.
T. Higgins is questionable to play this game. So maybe he'll play his first game. I mean, I don't see the Commanders stopping this offense, honestly. So give me the Bengals.
Yeah, this is an easy one. The slow start of the Bengals needs to be studied because year after year, they start so slow. And you're like, what happened to the Bengals?
Last week, they almost beat the Chiefs.
They should have beat the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Should have beat the Chiefs. But they're an 0-2 team that you scratch your head and you say, they shouldn't be 0-2. I really do hope that T. Higgins can come back this week because that frees up Jamar Chase. Because when you have two threats on both sides of the offense, that spreads the defense thin. So I think that T. Higgins coming back will open up their offense a ton. But yeah, the Bengals are tired of losing. They're angry. They're home. This is prime time. And yeah, the Commanders' defense is cheeks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they let the Giants put up touchdowns against them, which
I agree with that.
is crazy. So I think the easy choice here is the Bengals picking up their first win of the season. Yeah, not hard. So that's it, man.
All right. Well, that wraps up week 3. Yeah, that wraps up week 3. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below who you think's gonna win these games, and stay tuned for some college football predictions tomorrow. Unfortunately, we were not able to make a video for last week's college football video for the week, so we'll do one tomorrow and recap our picks from last week. So stay tuned for that and subscribe to the channel. Dan, any last words?
Alright, let's see what this is about. Where the is everyone?
All right, never mind. Dan is gone. So thank you guys for watching and catch you guys next time. Peace.